Hello everybody, it's Aaran back from Screenstars, and I'm here once again to do another review for Geek Legion of Doom, and today I'm here to review the 2019 prison drama Imprisoned, also known as Nightwalk. Now this film is written and directed by Aziz Tazi, and it stars Sean Stone, Mickey Rourke, Eric Roberts, Tom Lister Jr., Richard Tyson, Patrick Kilpatrick and Louis Mandelaw, and yes, a lot of those names are very recognisable. The most impressive thing about this film is indeed the cast, I would suggest. Now this film follows Sean Stone's character Frank, who meets the love of his life, if you like, out in the Middle East. He tries to adjust culturally to this new change, which essentially leads to him being convicted and imprisoned for the death of his lover, who was going to be his wife. He's framed and imprisoned, and while in prison he has to align himself with certain people within the prison to stay alive. He is a journalist, or was a journalist, on the outside, and looks to his contacts on the outside to try and help prove his innocence. So essentially this film jumps between his life with his soon-to-be wife, how they got together and their relationship, etc, etc, and jumps forward to his new life in prison and his need to adjust to this new life in prison, this new brutal life in prison. Right, that is kind of a little bit of a breakdown of the film. What are my thoughts on this film? Well, this, like I said, the best thing this film has going for it is the cast, and for the life of me I don't understand how they've managed to get some of these cast members. Mickey Rourke, who is not in it a great deal, but he kind of plays like the leader of the white gang in the prison, a bit of a, you know, a hard ass. Eric Roberts plays a corrupt judge that basically ended up with Frank getting put in jail, with him covering his own tracks. Louis Mandelaw plays the prison warden, and Patrick Kilpatrick, who you may remember, he's played loads of bad guys over the years. He plays this really brutal and awful prison guard. So not really a stretch for him. He's played those kind of roles for many years. And in my opinion, I think the best thing in this film is Patrick Kilpatrick. He plays the role perfectly, and he plays an awful prison guard who you want to see him get his comeuppance, sort of thing. Everybody else is kind of just in it fleetingly. The main character here is Sean Stone's Frank, who is dealing with life in prison. Now, the thing with this film is it's totally all over the place. It's got a religious message in there. Obviously with the Middle East thing, his partner is Muslim. He's trying to come to terms with that and, you know, get on with her and his family and figure all that out. He aligns himself in prison with the Muslim gang, I suppose, makes some friends there, tries to understand the Muslim religion, and eventually converts. So there's definitely a message there in regards to religion. It's unmistakable when you watch the film, and if you do watch this film, you'll see that for sure. But also, it's a prison drama that tries to be heavy on the drama, but it's not that interesting. And a prison film, for me, if it can't get the prison side of the film right, you haven't got a film. Now you've got the greats out there. You've got Shawshank. You know, to some degree, you've got things like Lock Up, the Death Warrant. Yeah, I mean, there's loads of prison films that you can throw about out there. And none of them look a pleasant place to be. And I'm not saying this prison that he's in seems a pleasant place to be, but you've got all these people making threats. And when he goes in this prison, obviously he's very soft. He's a journalist, you know, and nothing really happens to him other than the odd threat here and there. Nothing ever seems to happen to hardly anybody in there, unless it's the prison guard led by Patrick Kilpatrick doing the beatings or the threats. And it seems like probably the tamest prison I've ever seen, really. It just doesn't seem that threatening a place most of the time. They're doing like they're on sewing machines, you know, making clothes and things like that. It just didn't seem that intimidating a place to be. And as intimidating as Mickey Rourke's character is in the film, he's not in it enough to really spread about that threat, and he does nothing other than words anyway. The main antagonist in this film is easily Patrick Kilpatrick's character, this head of the prison guards, and Louis Mandylor, who plays the prison warden, is only in it for a couple of scenes, and you know, he's not impactful at all in the film either. So what I'm saying is, you get this drama, and that mainly comes from the flashbacks, and you get the flashbacks of his life with his, you know, girlfriend, who he wants to be his wife, and you know, and you get those scenes. Now the problem with those scenes, in my opinion, was there was no chemistry between them. I didn't buy it, I didn't feel it, so they didn't work for me, and there was way too many of them. And then you get the prison stuff, which for me didn't work. It didn't seem threatening or brutal or that interesting, really. And then you get the inevitable plan to break out of the prison, and again, that, you know, you wasn't interested because you weren't that interested in the characters, and certainly this character of Frank. Some of the acting here was a little bit below par, is the most polite way I can put it. It just didn't buy into these dramatic scenes that you were supposed to buy into, and there's a death scene near the end that was laughably bad in regards to the acting. It was really bad. So there are some performances here that really break the immersion, in my opinion. And yeah, a lot of cringy dialogue as well. Really bad dialogue, and some pretty old-fashioned ways of filming, you know what I mean? It felt a bit amateurish at times, some of the filming that takes place. So I'm going to give this one a 4 out of 10. It didn't impress me at all. It didn't work on the drama side and the prison side. The prison drama didn't work for me either, really, unfortunately. And the standout performer here for me was Patrick Kilpatrick. Always nice to see him do what he does best, and that's playing bad guys. So that's my review for Imprisoned, or Nightwalk. Thanks for watching, everybody. Don't forget to call back on the channel for more reviews very soon.